Hey Cass, what's happening? Trail cam. We like to use the trail cams around here to catch the critters on video or get a picture of them, see what we got. Fox, deer, raccoon, rabbits, whatever. We get a lot of cool videos, pictures with these things. Just bought a new one yesterday at Cabela's, so we got two of them now. But today, I'm going to talk a little bit about cell phones because V and I went out and bought brand new cell phones. Now, why do we need a new cell phone? Well, the issue was that our batteries were going dead on us. We were having to plug our phone in, oh good grief, sometimes 3 times a day just to get the charge back up so we could, whenever we rode anywhere in the vehicle, we'd have our phone plugged in to the vehicle just to keep the charge going. But anyways, we decided, hey, let's get new phones so we don't have to deal with this. So we went out and got new iPhones. We got the 8 Plus this time. We had the last version we had was a 6, an iPhone 6. So it was an interesting situation, especially for a couple of old folks like us who aren't real technologically savvy. Now let me talk about my history of using a cell phone. Back in the day when I used to ride all over the country, I never had a cell phone. I didn't have the use for one. If I needed a phone for anything, I would find a payphone. Yeah, good luck trying to find a payphone these days. I'm going to guess that most of you guys today have a cell phone. If you don't, I'm going to say that's really hardcore. That's really old school. If you can still manage today without a cell phone, that's awesome. Because, well, I just have this notion that these things are really interconnected with Big Brother, and somebody's watching everything you do. Listening devices, everything else with these things, and all that information can be retrieved somehow, some way. I'm sure of that. But anyway, there was a time when I didn't have a cell phone, and I would travel all over the place. I didn't need GPS or anything like that. I could look at a paper map, know where I was going, and be able to get everywhere, and I never got lost or anything. I always knew what time it was. I could pretty much look at the sun and tell you what time of day it was and whether it was time to start looking for a campground or something like that. But anyways, time went on and things changed in my life, and I had to go through a divorce situation, which was no fun at all. This was actually absolutely horrible. After that period, I met Val. Well, V told me, she said, of course, she had a cell phone. And she said, "Do you have a cell phone?" And I said, "No, I don't use a cell phone." She said, "No, wait a minute. How am I supposed to get a hold of you?" I said, "Well, I got a landline at the house. There's a phone in the house." And she said, "What if you're not at home?" Well, I don't know. She says, "We're going to get you a cell phone." And so it didn't take long at all before she set me up and helped me get a cell phone of my own. And I think back then we just had these little flip phones. Well, here at the house, we're sitting way back in here, and I couldn't get any service back here. So what I would have to do is take off down the road and go about 2 miles down the road and park in this driveway just so I could get cell service so I could talk to V on the phone when we were dating each other. And it was kind of a pain in the neck, but eventually time progressed and they upgraded some cell towers in the area, and now we got fairly decent service here. We can make phone calls here, use internet on our phones, whatever, without getting disconnected. So that being said, now we've been, I don't know how many cell phones. And to be honest with you, it would be very difficult for me to function today without one. I, for myself, am using my cell phone constantly. Now I got this new 8 Plus, and we use this Straight Talk. It's much cheaper to use. And it's pretty much the same size and everything as the 6S that we had. So it fits into our same case, but I'm buying a new case for mine anyway. Now here was the tough part, I knew it was going to be a pain in the neck, but you get a new phone, it's clean, there's nothing on it, and then you got your old phone, that has all your files and everything on there, your contact list and all your friends and family, your personal files, your passwords. And it's like, okay, now how do you get this onto the new phone? So being, like I said, an old biker that is not real technologically savvy, there was a kind of a learning process there. And what happens is, with the new cell phones nowadays, you just basically set your old phone right next to the new phone, and you turn them both on, and it goes through a whole process, and it just moves everything over to your new phone. Just that easy. And then once everything's back onto your new phone the way that you want it, you take your old phone and you go into the settings, and you can erase your phone back to factory. So it wipes everything clean off your old phone. So that, I don't know what you guys do with your old phones, but I'm going to tell you there's a pretty good option that we used. But we wanted to make sure that old phone was wiped clean, because you don't want to give away. These are like computers. Did you know that, I think it was the Apollo 11, that there's enough way more computer power in these new cell phones than they had on the Apollo back then. I'm not kidding you. It's just absolutely incredible. And what's crazy is, I got this little cell phone here. The thing's like paper thin, and yet it's faster, and I can do more stuff on here than I can do in the house on my tower computer, which is a great big lunky thing. How does that even work? I don't know. It's just beyond my imagination how that much can be packed into that little tiny thing. But anyway, that's the thing. So after we got our new phones, I thought, well, I guess we can sell our old iPhones. Somebody may want an old iPhone. I don't know. It's probably worth a try anyway, So I talked to my son-in-law, and he said, well, you can try to sell it on, eBay or Craigslist or something like that. But he said, here's what I'm going to recommend. He said, use this Eco ATM. I said, what the heck is that? He said, it's like a machine you go up to, and you plug your phone into it, and it'll tell you how much your phone's worth, and it'll pay you for your phone. Really? So with that, I went and did a little bit of research, and we found out that a Walmart that we go to had an Eco ATM machine. Pretty cool machine, and really simple to operate, but just take a little bit of time and patience. The machine asks you some basic questions about what kind of phone you got, what condition it is in, is the screen got cracks in it, turn your phone on and make sure all your files are clear and all that kind of stuff. And then the door opens up, and the plug comes up, and you can plug your phone into that, and you set it in there, and then the door closes, and the machine does like an analysis of your phone, your old phone. And it'll tell you how much your phone's worth. And if you decide that you want to sell it, you just click the button on, it's like a big touch screen thing, you just touch sell it, and the machine will dispense the cash for you right there. We ended up, for our two phones, we got $80. So, rather than just throw them away, That was a pretty cool deal. So we were pretty happy with that. We did that yesterday, so that was kind of a little adventure for us that worked out pretty well. And we're real happy with our new phones. They work real well. They hold a really good charge. I've been doing all kinds of stuff on my phone today, and I'm still at 80%. If my old phone was in my hand right now, it would be like at 20%, and I'd be going, I'm gonna have to plug this sucker in pretty quick. So, yeah, there's the deal today on the new cell phones. And even though they're actually identical to our old phones, we don't have to charge them all day long, and they work well, and we're pretty happy with that. And V and I can stay in good communication, and we can share texts and pictures and stuff with each other. It's what we do, and still be in touch with the rest of the family too. Well, there you go, cats. That's the story today on the cell phones. Leave comments down below. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And if you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, guys, ride hard and die free.